Hello, Fightful Faithful. It's a Tuesday, and on Tuesdays we talk about NXT.
It is a Tuesday. With Alex, as always, is me, Kate. He's Alex Pulowski, and everything sucks.
That's right.
I am here to discuss.
You got upset when I did the full intro last week, so I did like almost nothing.
Said the date.
I said the date. I was like, okay, well now I can't say the date, so I can't. I'm not gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be safe and not say anything. So I just teed it up for you to say the whole spiel. And what do I get? Like 3 seconds of dead air while you look at me like I'm a fish, and that's fine.
You didn't, because you didn't say the thing.
I didn't. I left it open for you to say as much of it as you wanted.
I can't say I'm Alex Pulowski and everything sucks. You
this
say I'm Alex Pulowski.
Cannot coexist. I bet you wouldn't even eliminate yourself from a battle royal for me.
I bet you wouldn't eliminate yourself for a battle royal for me. Look, yesterday on FightfulSelect.com.
I am a very dumb person. I would absolutely eliminate myself from a battle royal when I could, in fact, jump down off the top rope inside the ring and step through the middle rope to go and attack somebody. I could do that, but I'm very dumb, so I would jump off the top rope to the apron, thereby eliminating myself. I'm very dumb, and I would do that for you because I'm very dumb.
There are so many stupid things we have to talk about before we even get to that. But yesterday during our intro, I did a tribute spot. Or Sunday during our intro, I did a tribute spot.
You did. Yeah.
And I get thanks repaid by this, but it is for whatever it's worth. The Sour Grabs post show for October 14th, the day after my mom's birthday. Happy birthday to her. Get in your super chats, get in your humper chats at humperchats.com. Please leave a thumbs up in this video and subscribe to Fightful Select, where we had so much information about the Seth Rollins Vision breakup and the injury that looks like it for realsies has happened out of that. I know Seth Rollins is a big time faker. Fool us once, shame on them. Fool us twice, shame on us. But it seems like
that's the problem. You can't. He is the boy who cried leg injury, and so like you know what I mean.
The most traumatic
now an arm injury. So you know.
We also had some unfortunate news on Ridge Holland, who said that his contract was not going to be picked up in mid-November. I think a month from today. Actually, I think it was November 14th. And he was injured in a match with Moose during the TNA partnership, which he didn't get paid extra to do, by the way. Some more about that on FightfulSelect.com as well. And they're going to let his contract lapse like a month and a half or so into what is a 6 to 7 month injury recovery. So not great. Not great, Alex.
No, they're for his rehab, but not paying anything else.
Correct. For as long as he's under contract, because he would sue them if that wasn't the case. That's in the contract.
Right.
So,
like, yes, they are, I believe, legally obligated in lots of ways to pay for the rehab he incurred while working for them for no money extra while doing a match in another promotion. But they'll let his contract lapse and then just not pay him for the 7 months he can't work.
Right. Which, I get, because times are tough at WWE. They only have multi-billion dollars amounts of money.
No, they don't. No, they're not. They don't have money.
I'm a West Wing fan. The biggest West Wing fan. I watch a lot of the West Wing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a line in it where there's a conversation that happens between Josh and Leo. And Leo says, there's a way to be a person. And I feel like that line applies here in this context of there's just like a way to be a person or a company, as it were. But backstage reactions on that, some very specific updates on that, and all of the, quite frankly, like ugliness that entails, because nothing good comes out of that. Someone losing their job is bad. Somebody being injured is bad. Somebody losing their job while injured is bad. So talent not happy. Tons and tons and tons of details on FightfulSelect.com for y'all. But Alex, before we dive into this review,
Yeah.
We also have we had some unfortunate releases, which always sucks. I don't want to say most notably because I hate being like,
No, it's most notably.
but like Wesley and our dear Stevie Turner, a fingerless glove fame for one episode,
and of fingerless gloves and super chats
and super chats,
and
and hot on our thing.
Yes, right.
But unfortunately, released. I think not that the handwriting was on the wall because it should never be with someone as talented as Wesley, and NXT is probably the most chaotic landscape of repackaging and whatever. But High Rise as a package wasn't really working. And Wesley,
even with the spelling change.
The spelling change.
It didn't help. You think that would rocket them right to the top?
Didn't kick it into the next game. I first of all, I just think the world of Wesley. I think for me, like him as a babyface is his sweet spot because he comes across as extremely likable. What he's capable of in the ring as a single star, tag star, trio star, like I just think he's a fantastic professional wrestler at pretty much every dimension of this. And I was thinking, Alex, about our dear friend Duke Hanson Hudson. And how like his release came when they said like they just didn't see him as a fit for the main roster. And I don't know how much more Wesley could have done in NXT. I'm not saying that I haven't heard anything like that we haven't reported that, but I know like the timing of it being swept in with the Evolved ones when he was like a guy that is A, obviously not on Evolve, and B, like it's not like the NXT men's division is so hot right now that they couldn't be using guys like Wesley. So my head goes to maybe like if they didn't see Duke Hudson as that guy's 6'5", charismatic as hell, works like a beast, is funny, is good looking, like, and physically is what they look for in champions. Like I could see them feeling that way about Wesley, even though I feel like that's way off base. But I just think the world of him, whatever he chooses to do next, because I do feel like it'll be a choice. I feel like that man is going to have options of where to work because he's excellent.
Well, yeah, but
I think he'll
probably just go back and team with his buddies and
Don Callis family member Wesley.
No, I mean I honestly don't. I think he'll just wind up back in with the Rascals again. Like it's
so in NXT, but they don't have to pay for it.
Exactly. Like I feel like that's kind of how it works. Like why wouldn't he want to go back and work with his friends? And why wouldn't TNA want to hire him? And then also, if you think about it from TKO's perspective, why wouldn't we let him go and do that? And then he can be on our show while we don't pay him. It's evil and that's terrible and stupid and I hate it. But like for their perspective, we can let somebody else pay him. He can go and be with his friends and then he can show up on our show and we don't pay him for it. I mean, that's as cutthroat as you can possibly be, but I feel like it's probably going to happen.
I just think that there could be interest from AEW in a very real way. Like because of what I said, like I think the way that guy works in the ring, but his ability to jump into singles, tag, or trios programs and be excellent, I think could certainly pique the attention of people in AEW. And I feel like his ceiling would be very high there. So I agree with you that TNA will be interested and there's obviously somewhere for him to walk right back into. But I wouldn't be shocked if Wesley is like, you know what? I'm going to do some AEW stuff and a Battle of the Super Juniors deal. And like, I think.
Yeah, like he could do some really great stuff in Japan and all over the place. I frankly don't see him doing anything other than just like, hey, guys, let's get the band back together in the place where the band was the most successful. You know what I mean? I feel like that's probably, a thing that they would do. And
they're just put on a residency then. If it's,
I mean,
if the band is most successful in this one place, they're Billy Joel at the Garden for those 7 years.
Sure. I mean, yeah, and the Rascals contracts, I believe, are up soon anyway. So like maybe they all jump from the TNA pipeline and go to AEW. I think that could be a lot of fun in the trios division there. I absolutely agree. But we'll have to see. I mean, he's enormously talented and has shown so the entire time, when it was basically just him and Wentz as a tag team as MSK, and then all that stuff happened and they released Wentz, and he had to like sink or swim as a singles guy and became like one of the longest reigning North American champions ever, and was doing great stuff. Then injuries happened that were very odd, where like he could barely walk, like his back was completely screwed up, and 3 months later he was like, I'm back. So like there's a whole bunch of stuff, like a lot of stop starting, and ever since that point with the I can barely walk, I'm gone, oh hey, I'm back, the creative has just been terrible with him.
It has.
Like,
it's
really
been
terrible.
so off base from what he's good at, too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
I do just want to. Oh, go ahead. You can go ahead.
You can finish. Yeah.
This chat is interesting because Jose says, and I understand where you're coming from. I don't know, Kate. TK has done a solid job of backing up his word on not bringing in every free agent WWE talent. Here's the difference, though, with Wesley is I think there's going to be more competition coming out for Wesley. Like, I think TNA is going to immediately want to pick him up. There are some guys that, like, they let them go to TNA or whatever, but I just feel like maybe my stock in Wesley is just very high. But, like, I think part of that is it wasn't like it was becoming a default in AEW that WWE releases would come to AEW. And now I think they're being much more selective, but like the Ricochet did it, Andrade did it. Like, I think they're doing a much better job of like, okay, just because it didn't work out there, like, does that mean they fit in our environment? And on top of that, the plans for bringing in free agents have gotten significantly better. Jet Speed being a tag team. Ricochet had an extremely clear path. I think it took some twists and turns on the way, but we knew what the incoming program was for that. So they're not just picking up everybody from WWE, but I think they would be open to the right guys from WWE. And do we have creative on our screen that makes sense to bring? Ace Austin, perfect example, right? He's in Bullet Club Gold. So they're doing a much better job of creating pathways for the people that they're signing as well. But I appreciate that chat because I understand where you're coming from with that too.
I mean, we ever actually get around to putting the titles on Ricochet and GOA, the trios titles. Bring in the Rascals to just have amazing matches with those dudes.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's just the thing you do with them, and that's great. And it could be a lot of fun. But
also, like, realistically, I know some ballpark numbers of what TNA talent are making. If you have a choice, if finances are in the realm of concern, you're going other places.
Right. Right, for sure. I mean, that's the other thing we'll talk about the Ridge Allen thing, that his main roster contract lapsed, and he was offered a deal for NXT money, $200,000 less than he was making, and he took it.
Right.
And listen, he wasn't my favorite dude to watch. And I do think that it was a very odd choice about a year ago to basically just put him in the main event scene, like world title matches, like most important dude on the roster stuff. But I think that once you do that, you kind of like have to have a follow-up when he's no longer that. And they didn't. Like, he was doing something called the Steam Pig on Evolve. Like, that's the thing that he was doing, and then he had the match against Moose and he got hurt, and they were like, well, yeah, see ya. Like, that's as kind of a mishandling of what you esteemed at one point to be main event level talent in NXT, and you decided Steam Pig? That's just terrible.
There's so many things that are screwed up about that situation. One, like the pay cut thing, my guess is the differential between main roster minimum versus like NXT Evolve contracts, whatever, is probably what that was, but it's still you're talking about quite a difference in lifestyle. Like people were talking about Jasmine Nix being like greedy because of what she wasn't getting, and it's like, well, no. Consider like if you're making $70,000 to $100,000, you're responsible for a decent amount of your own medical. You're in charge of your own arrangements, taxes, paying for gear. Like you ain't taking home that much, even in somewhere where the living expenses are as controlled as Florida. So that's a major differential. And certainly, like I'm not going to sit here and pretend the dude was ever my favorite on-screen performer, but one, I don't give a shit if I like you in the ring or not. I think you deserve the basic amount of respect that
that's the main point.
We'll cover your medical expenses, and to not cover it for a match that he wasn't getting paid extra for. First of all, he should be getting paid extra for more appearances. That's just a standard right there. And two, like it was in somebody else's ring that you sent him to, like that's a bunch of crap. So I don't care like who you are or whether I like the way you work or any of that shit. It's the basic human decency aspect of it that is the issue here. So I hope that is abundantly clear that regardless of what I think of someone's, whatever my effing wrestling opinion is,
right,
that there's a standard of decency that TKO just genuinely doesn't give a shit about. The first move they made with UFC was getting rid of two guys that they were like, hey, you can't fight anymore because you have so much CTE from the fights that we gave you, but we're going to fire you. Like, I remember Jeremy pointing that out, and that's a really good point. Like, it is business first, human being second. I'll never get behind that when in any situation, but particularly when the job is one that puts your physical, mental, and emotional health on the line as much as pro wrestling does. It's ridiculous.
And beyond that, of course, Stevie Turner, gone.
Oh, Stevie!
She made a big match recently while Ava was gone. She just said, "Hi, I'm making a match."
She the Prime Minister?
I don't know.
I think she made herself the Prime Minister of Evolve.
She might have. That's what she said. But she has been the on-screen general manager of Evolve. Evolve entirely rudderless now. Just a ship sailing without a rudder, and we'll have to see what happens to Evolve. But she's happy she gets to wrestle again because apparently they wouldn't let her wrestle. And so that's good. Also, because I wanted to wrestle and they told me I couldn't wrestle, but I'm cleared to wrestle, but I'm not allowed to wrestle. Well, she came because of her wrestling ability. So it's weird that they wouldn't let her wrestle. Then I see all these people from Evolve, their little statements as they're being let go. And I see a lot of people going like, well, that was fun. Not doing that anymore. Like they're done with wrestling because they were never thought of it as a career, and then they got signed, and then they're goodbye. And then I see people who were like, I finally found the thing I love doing most in the world. Yeah. And they're never going to stop me from doing it someplace else. Like, this is not the last you'll ever see of me. And I'm like, I never saw you once, but apparently you were doing stuff on Evolve and you were getting better all the time and finding something that you love. And then being told, well, you can't do that here anymore. I love the idea of that person being like, well, I'm going to find someplace else that's going to let me do it because I love this.
Yeah. Shout out to the former Jakara Jackson. I really appreciated when she got released. She had said, like, I don't think someone had asked, of course, like, do you want to go to AEW? And she had said, like, kind of like, well, yeah, of course, if that was an option. But she was like, I don't think that's the next step for me, though. Like, I think I have these other places to go and other parts of the world to go. And I appreciate that. And to be abundantly clear, too, a lot of it was Evolve cuts. I believe there were some, like, LFG, you're under contract, but even though it's a show, cuts as well. Like, Sexy BJ Ray, I don't think was, like, an Evolve talent, but he was on LFG and he got cut. So just to be clear, I think these were kind of across the board, but like my thing with Evolve and the WWE ID program, Alex, is like, we made jokes about when it started where I was like, well, what is this? Like, they were putting out all these graphics and it was like, okay, so it's almost like a tuition exchange program then, And they had first right of refusal on the contracts, but I'm not gonna pretend I watch Evolve. But here's what I do know. I don't understand why half the guys on Evolve aren't on NXT. And when I say guys, I mean legit the fellas, the dudes, like why Shawn Legacy, why Jack Cartwheel aren't like on NXT. And my other takeaway was I think Zeta Steele chose not to renew. And that could certainly be because she's destined for bigger things elsewhere. She was a big name coming in. But I was like, if the program isn't designed for talent like her, who is it designed to be a catalyst for?
Who's it designed for?
And it was her choice. But like, if you weren't cultivating her path, what the hell are we doing? Because she was like, I think more than any other talent, male or female, hers was the name that I had heard the most. So that's it. That's all the ranting I have to do on the not review part of the show.
Also, potato puns.
Oh,
potato dishes. Different kinds of different kinds of potatoes. Different I got one. The old NWA title, 10 pounds of Yukon Gold. Like that. That's a very good potato brand. Potato species.
Narrow scope.
Potato.
But we're gonna make it.
Yeah, no, but everyone wants potato puns in the chat. We're doing potato puns.
You have got to give the people what they want.
It's right. So any kind of potato dish. We got it. We got to do it.
We got it.
So hold on. We have Jenny Pringle says, "Dear Ancient Amazing Alex, Sister Killer Kate, stop this fighting." I forgot we did that. That was a fun bit. Papa Paul Elizabeth will not stand for it. Elizabeth Pringle House will not feud with House Pulowski. Happy B-Day, Mama Elizabeth. And then later he said, I know it's spelled Pulowski. And I don't know why we misspelled it the first time. If you knew that's what it was, it's fine. I don't care either way. My
dad says, here's to the Sour Grap Society, the greatest groups of sports entertainment fans on the planet. We in the Elizabeth Pringle household salute you. So we can find peace between your household and mine.
That's right. Tom LaValle says, hello, y'all, and hello, Alexi and Miss Kate Fabric. Hello. There's another one here that was good. Jim D. Dukers says, I can always rely on Jaida Alex and our OTK, Original Tribal Kate, to tease Team Heat more believably than any writer on the Fed payroll. KLX will never suck.
We got heat, brother.
Got so much heat.
I ain't jobbing to you. No way.
Matt Reichel says, how was your mom's birthday, Kate? We want puppets. Clap, 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 clap. We'll talk more about the puppets later. How was your birthday? Your mom's birthday, Kate? I saw a picture of you with flowers squinting like there was no tomorrow.
That was from a previous weekend. It was actually, the weather was very nasty, so I didn't actually get to see her in person. But there were balloons and photos with those balloons taken by my sister, as well as a card presented to her. So the birthday situation was checked off. But because she is a sacrificing mom, I came up with I was like, do you want to do remote movies? Do you want to we are doing this gingerbread contest, this gingerbread house entry contest. That's a very big deal around where my parents live. I've been wanting to do it for 5 years. And my mom was like, there are bigger fish to fry than my birthday, because you got to submit these things by the first week of November. And it is gingerbread pandemonium that is happening. There are things being 3D printed. There are gingerbread recipes being tested. I'm in charge of sourcing stuff. It's a very big deal. So that's where the focus is. But happy birthday to my mom. She's the best.
Yeah. So Tim McFall says, hi, SGS. I didn't watch NXT because why would I after BFG? Happy Kate's lungs didn't run from the grind tonight. At least she doesn't work for WWE, or they would have released her. Releasing injured and pregnant folk is nasty work. Yeah, Kylie Ray also being released while pregnant. Not great. But then also, Tim Faust says, P.S. Take all the time you need, Kate, with your poor lungs.
Thank you. I was back at personal training today, and it was not fun at all.
That's bad.
But we made it through it. And yeah, I'm on an every other day schedule to give my lungs some recovery time in between how much I talk about wrestling and how hard I laugh on hanging out with my co-hosts. So
yeah.
Except for this weekend where we're doing 2 and 2, because we'll do SmackDown and Wrestle Dream, and then I'll have Sunday and Monday off. So we'll be good.
Yes, that's nice.
That is a good
2 days in a row. A full weekend for your lungs.
I know. Technically a weekend and beginning, but yeah.
But 2 days in a row off. So Doc Mueller says, I try to be positive, but that was a very weak NXT. It was a taped NXT. I did not know it was a taped NXT until 2/3 of the way through the show.
I'm sorry, because that fast forward dump. Oh, feels so good.
I watch it on broadcast, so I didn't get to do that. So there was none of that. So I was watching it and I had no idea. But can you guess what the number one thing that I was concerned about through the first 2/3 of the episode was? Knowing me and geography.
Oh no. I have to look at my notes.
Lyra Valkyria just standing around backstage. Know. She took a flight from Australia. That's a 20-hour flight. Did she get off the plane from being her duties on Raw and wander over to the Performance Center like she was just wearing a t-shirt? Like, okay, great, you're here. Stand here. And the guys from Chase U and the guys from Hank and Tank, presumably Hank and Tank are the guys from Hank and Tank, are going to stand there and they're going to basically just talk. They're going to bro talk at you. And you're going to be like, okay. And it's like, she's like, guy, I haven't slept. I couldn't sleep on the plane. I'm very jet lagged. It's fine. Stand there. That's what I thought they were making Lyra do a dumb thing that didn't matter after just getting off a plane. Now they taped this last week. It's fine. It's fine. But I was very concerned.
But also, like, Alex, no offense to Lyra. Delightful to see her tiny little self on screen as always. What is she doing here?
There is.
She doesn't even go here.
And she doesn't even go here. There is something somebody pitched, and we'll talk about it when we get to the main event. There's something that somebody pitched that would be the only reason that I would excuse her being here as much as she is. And if it does happen, it's one of the creatively dumbest things they've done in NXT. However, it would excuse her being here. So we'll talk about that at that point. We're going to talk first about Ricky Saints, who apparently, did his he got Trick walked away and then he showered and came out in all khaki to stand there and be like, hey, Trick Williams. You walked out on me, but I came almost all the way back. I didn't, and I lost. But it's on you, and I don't like you. So to show how much I don't like you, I am giving you an NXT title shot because this was taped last Tuesday. They never mentioned where the audience could see it that Trick Williams had lost the TNA title. They never mentioned it. He never came out. Like, he never walked down the ramp in front of the audience. Like, all the backstage stuff could have been filmed, like, where the audience didn't actually see it on the Titantron. All of that stuff. Because he had not yet lost the TNA title. And I guess they wanted, keep it kayfabe, bruh. And so they didn't mention it where the audience could see it that he was no longer the TNA champion, because at the time they taped it, he was still the TNA champion. That is very funny.
I do appreciate that there was like it's pretty well done, honestly, in my opinion. Like, they set up a reason for that title shot to happen, even though Trick just lost a different title. Because it drives me crazy the amount of times people just lose up. Like, to lose the TNA title and then to walk into a new title shot sucks. Except this time there was a justification for it, and I actually really appreciated that. So I was glad about that. But you're right, like, there was an absence there. Trick's doing some really good work with this, and Ricky is a champion. You know what I mean? Like, that part works.
Ricky cut a really great promo. Like the flair with which he speaks makes it always interesting. Like, he always finds a great cadence when he says he's saying the same stuff any champion says, but the way he says it makes it more interesting. And I thought he like calls out Trick, and Trick shows up on the Titantron, and Trick also has his own very unique way of basically saying the same stuff. But the problem that I have with this is hey, Trick Williams, I would like to give you a shot at the NXT title. And he says, no, we'll do it on my time. And I always hate that, because I was like, when? Wouldn't you rather be champ sooner than later? And then the thing that happens after this, we'll get to it, also doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because guess what? He says, no, we'll do it on my time. And there's a contract signing for next week so that they will do it on the timeline provided by Ricky Starks anyway. So, like, him saying, no, we'll do it on my time, and the GM saying, no, we're going to do it on his time. And there's a contract signing next week. I guess if he doesn't sign the contract, that means he's doing it on his time. But I've never seen somebody do that. Be presented, the challenger, be presented with the contract and not sign it. I will not grant you your match on the day you want. We'll do it on my time. I don't know what happens if that's the case. I'm pretty sure that won't happen. But that would be at least the first time I've ever seen that, which is always fun, I guess.
There's like a psychological trick that, like, maybe he's trying to push it to Halloween Havoc so that there's like, you're forced into a stipulation, basically. Well, I don't hate that, but
that's where the match is going. That's where Ricky Saints challenged him to have the match. Halloween
maybe
Havoc.
he's a big scaredy cat because of that haunted house that one year, right?
Well, that's true. He was a big scaredy cat of the hall. Maybe he doesn't think he'll be able to find his way to Prescott Valley, Arizona, because it's not anywhere near a freeway, and the airport is very small. Maybe that's it.
That could be. He's like, it's hot.
The travel logistics are going to be a nightmare. You have to somehow change planes in both Phoenix and Tucson to get to Prescott Valley. It's terrible.
He's like, Ricky, you don't really want to go to that part of Arizona either. Like, buddy, I'm doing us both a favor.
Oh boy. So Ricky does a very good job of his part. Trick does a very good job of his part, and then later there's a Trick attacks Ricky backstage. Like, I told you we're gonna do this on my time, and Ava's like, "What are you doing?" And then later Ricky's like, "Hey, where's Trick? Give me Trick. I gotta find Trick." And like Ava's like, "You're wasting your time because he's not here. He left." Okay, well then, what's going on? And she's like, don't worry, there's a contract signing next week. I need you to be a good boy at the contract signing and not attack Trick Williams at the contract signing next week. And Ricky says, I will do that for you, Ava. And so not next week, there's a contract signing for Halloween Havoc. And great. There's every time they show a commercial for Halloween Havoc, they show Oba. And when Trick says, no, we're going to do it on my time. And Ricky's like, well, then I need a challenger. I wanted Oba's music to hit. Like, do you think I am done with you? Like, I thought that was what they were, because he's on the poster, he's on all the commercials for it. Like if there's not going to be an Oba match, it's kind of like very false advertising, because I would buy a ticket if I lived in Prescott Valley, Arizona, to watch Oba Femi, but I probably wouldn't buy a ticket to do anything else with this show.
Well, I mean, I think they're really expecting the entire population of this town of Arizona to
Right. I
come
mean,
out.
it's the biggest thing to come to the town since the circus in 1928.
So it has that going for it. Do we think that Oba just like is gonna interfere here? Like,
I mean,
because there's got to be a play, and he can't just be okay with losing the world title.
Well, I mean, unless now all the things that are happening on the main roster and the shifts and the attack and everything changes all the stuff, all the timing. We need this guy to do this thing, which means we have an opening here, or we just straight up like Braun Breaker has taken over the thing, says we are building my vision. And my vision includes the biggest, baddest dudes to watch my back. So I went and got the biggest, baddest dude I've ever seen. No offense, Bronson. But you and he together, there's no chance anybody's going to
I'd never lose another match again.
I mean, I don't want that to be Braun Breaker's thing, but that's a possibility. They might just decide, well, he's going to need more than just one guy as his backup. Who's the biggest, baddest dude we could have be the guy he brings in as his extra backup? That could be Oba. They might have had a plan of doing Oba thing. The problem with that about this episode is this was taped last week before the thing with Rollins ever happened. So maybe that's I honestly did think watching this whole thing we were going to get Oba kicking in Ava's door and being like, if Trick does not want the match, I will take it. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was going to be part of this episode and we never saw it. So I don't know what they're doing with him. But again, he is on all the promotional materials for this show.
He very much is. He very much is. I'm kind of as curious as I am about Oba, and I am. Like, I know he's like a bookmarked future talent. I'm very confused about Tony D'Angelo. Like and intrigued.
He's also being shown on the commercials for Halloween Havoc. I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what the deal is about that. Like he has been around in a long time. I know
it's been a while.
He just was he asked for some time off. It was July.
Wow, yeah. My God, that was the last time that Finn Balor and JD. It's been so long that they've defended their tag titles since then.
Yeah, but it's nuts. So this was like, I don't know if they taped this before and just were everything worked out the way it was planned. But Javon and Leon Slater are talking about, wow, our match was amazing. Too bad that Dark State had to go and ruin it. Did they tape this after that happened, or did they tape it before and everything actually worked out the way that they said when they laid out the match the way? And honestly, if you knew last Tuesday that the finish of that match was going to be Dark State attacks them, couldn't they? I would have been like, before we record this thing and put it on, is there anything we could do to change the finish of the match that we are about to have? Because that finish sucks. Can we not do that finish? Is there a way to, like, before we talk about a thing having happened that hasn't actually happened yet, can we make that thing never actually happen? Because that's very dumb. And not only is it dumb, they didn't actually do anything that, like, why would Dark State? I know we're about to hear a very dumb, false explanation for why Dark State attacked Javon and Leon. Leon. I don't know why. I don't know why they did it, because the reason that the Hardys give doesn't make any sense. You walk up to Javon Evans and Leon Slater, and the Hardys are there, and they say, You know why the Dark State attacked you, to get to us. They know that Leon Slater, we are mentoring you. And they know, Javon Evans, you are also from North Carolina, just like us. I'm sorry, if we're attacking people because they are from the same state as the person we don't like, that is very silly. Please don't do that when you're creative. That is bad creative. Bad.
It would, however, explain a lot about the NXT parking lot, because all those people are from Florida. Who are the NXT tag team champions?
The Hardys. Okay.
The Hardys, right? So explain this to me. Why on earth, Alex, like, I can't, why on earth were they put on Dark State in the first place? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand any of it. I don't understand why they were put on Dark State in the first place. I understand why they would want them back, but kind of not really, because aren't they supposed to be wreaking havoc on everybody?
No, but they're wreaking havoc on the mid card and the new interim general manager of Evolve. That is who they're wreaking havoc. That's the only people they've ever wreaked havoc on. Since I know they attacked some people and they, I don't know if they wreaked havoc. They may have like.
If you don't know if havoc has been wreaked, they didn't.
Like, they didn't really wreak that. I would not say it was havoc that was being wreaked. You know,
in the holiest season of havoc being wreaked, Halloween havoc.
I will tell you what does reek. This storytelling, it stinks.
Like,
stinks.
Why would I say, like, what I was trying to communicate was, like, how did we go from Hank and Tank to Dark State to the fucking Hardys?
Well, that's then now.
Also, Creative Control Hardys. They've got 4 titles now. Creative Control.
Is it gonna go? Is this the way it's going? After tonight's episode, is it going from Fraxium to Hank and Tank to Dark State for 5 minutes to the Hardys to OTM? Is that where it's going? Like the NXT tag division is in shambles.
Yeah. Like Hank and Tank don't feel like
they got a tag team tonight. We're going to talk about this in a second. We got a tag team tonight who was vying for the #1 contendership that has had 2 matches and lost them both. What are we doing? Why is that team, a team that has had 2 matches and lost them both in resounding fashion? Why would that team be in contendership for the shot at the titles? Please, people you have to make sense of things. But they don't. They don't want to make sense of things.
Like, I just, it's so funny because I feel more sold on the people in Dark State than the angle. And I just keep going back to, like, how thin this men's division feels. And, like, why is Saquon Sugar's not, like, the biggest feeling deal? And why doesn't he have, like, these guys that are really vicious to back him up? Like, when did it become Jay Cutler makes a double entendre joke in this? Like, it boggles the mind that the lineage went from, like, Fraxium, incredible story with Hank and Tank, Dark State, the Hardys. And I'm glad OTM's back. That's great. But, like,
It's not great when they cause a DQ in a triple threat match. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to it. Nothing is great. Nothing is great.
It's also just like,
because
Alex,
they choose to make it bad.
When you were talking about, like, okay, we're gonna get a contract signing next week between Trick and Ricky, and I really, really liked their delivery on both of what they said today. I really did. But, like, how many times do we see this setup for things? Like they either go so far in one direction it makes absolutely no freaking sense. Or they go in one direction that we've seen 9,000 times in the past 5 minutes, which might be a little hyperbolic. But like, I want a match at this time. Well, I want it at this time. Well, I'm the GM and I say this. We're gonna have a contract signing about it, and then the match is gonna like the the depth of the creative pool is the shallow end of a kid's pool. Like it is so mind-bogglingly boring on one side, and then what's not mind-bogglingly boring, I'm like, they could be like, we actually put it on Alex's dogs, Benny and Buford, next week, and I would be like, that doesn't surprise me.
Man,
like
those boys cannot coexist, though. They cannot coexist. It would be a very short
perfect. That fits right in with every story they tell.
It's true. It's true. If the NXT Anonymous account is going to be back, they've got to get the camera. The camera phone's got to be in the same room as the people they're recording, because they were recording it through a window, and it was Kelani and Jordynne. I could see them, but I heard two axioms. That's what I heard. I heard double axiom. I heard TNA. That's what I heard. I did like nothing. And also this is what's so great about it. I had the damn it's a taped episode, and I had the closed captions. They gave up. That was the only thing in the entire episode. The closed captioner just said, "No, I'm not trying. I'm not attempting this." So Kelani and Jordynne don't like each other, probably because Jordynne didn't ref the way Kelani wanted, even though, I don't know, whatever. Who cares?
Well, I think Kelani she's upset because her first name is her last name. You know what I mean? That's just like,
oh, that could be it.
Pick a spelling, pick a position in your name. I don't know what Kalani's pissed about. She still has her title after Bound for Glory, so.
I mean, I don't know. Cardona and Josh Briggs. Man, this crowd really hates Josh Briggs.
Like, yeah, really hates him. Like the amount really of heat, brother.
It is weird the group think that this particular crowd has. Like, we have all decided we like this person and we'll outsizedly cheer for them. Out of the blue. Remember how they hated Chase U and all of a sudden they loved Chase U? It was like they circulated flyers saying, tonight we're all going to cheer for Chase U. That'll mess them up. Now nobody's going to know what to do after that, and they turned to babyface, and it didn't make any sense because they weren't babyface when we started cheering for them. It didn't make any sense. Then they like, okay, well, let's roll with it. I don't know when the Briggs hate began, but like all the chants are for how much Briggs sucks, all of it. And then when he won with a fucking solid looking big boot, like he wrestled a really good match. This match was fine, very good. Like, well done by Cardona. A lot of like near falls and stuff, but Briggs won with a big boot to the forehead, like decapitated Cardona, and fell into the pin, and won. And you could hear a pin drop. Nobody was even booing. They were just like, screw this. Like, and I'm like, what? Where's? If you hate the guy, then boo him. Are you? We don't want to see him so bad. We have decided to cheer against him during the match, even though he's doing good things well. And then if he wins, we all have decided together. We have like a group chat that we've all signed a petition in, so nobody's allowed to cheer or boo when anything happens at the. That's crazy.
I don't know what it was. It might have been because like the match honestly exceeded my expectations. Like I'm not a hater, but I'm not the biggest fan of Matt Cardona's in ring. And I was a little worried, but like because I feel like their styles line up in ways that they're different in the ways that they need to be, and they're alike in the ways that they were both speaking each other's language. I thought it worked. It's a very, I don't know if it was because like it felt a little maybe mishmashed together, like that, like this didn't really mean a bunch, and it kind of just came together. And that's no fault of the performers, but like, oh no, Briggs won. All right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of reacted like how I would react to a match that doesn't really have any stakes to it.
Well,
Like, he gets crazy heat. And I like that.
He came out wearing a smoking skull. LOL. He does that for all of his matches. He's been doing that now for months. I don't know what the deal is. Why that is something he picked up in Japan. I think when he was over there. Yeah, he comes out wearing one-eyed Willie taking a bong rip. That's what he looks like when he comes out. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't know that that's the problem with it. I did think it was very funny though that Vic Joseph knows that Matt Cardona is married to Chelsea Green and Booker T has no idea. Because he's like, he was like, oh, look at that. Matt Cardona hitting him with the unpretty her. And then you just hear Booker T go, isn't that the unpretty him? And I'm like, and then he tried it again. He says, no, he's going for the unpretty her. And Booker's just like, why are you calling it that? Like, he's just what he said, isn't that the unpretty him? I mean, it would be really funny if Booker was intentionally funny ever. But you know he just is lost. He's lost in the moment and has no idea.
As far as the smoking skull thing, have you considered that they're freaking badass? Maybe that's why he comes out with them?
I mean, I suppose, yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah.
Because I was also going to bring up, like, if you don't quite know what's going on with your one-eyed Willie.
Blue Chew, main event performance, main event confidence, and a main event deal. Go to BlueChew.com and use the code FIGHTFUL, and you will get Blue Chew with their first shipment for free. Shipment? Yeah, I said shipment. No waiting in line at the pharmacy, no awkward doctor's visits. You take their online exam, and then if approved, it's shipped straight to your door. That's right. Same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and much more affordable. How can you pass up on this? How can you pass up on that confidence? How can you pass up on that performance? How can you pass up on making your sex life better? That's what Blue Chew is here to do. You don't have to have a problem to use Blue Chew. Just get that additional performance. BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL.
This is how Alex was the entire ad. He should honestly be disappointed in himself for not seeing that one on its way. But you know what? I'll give you guys another segue. How about that? With this one-eyed Willie business. On FightfulSelect.com last night, or on Sunday night, yes, we did a Crown Jewel review on delay. Yes, we did a Collision review on delay. But we also, here we go. Ready? Here's your Fightful Select promo. All the scoops you could ever want. Seth Rollins, we got it. The details behind this Ridge Holland situation, we got it. Alternative reviews with me and Alex, you got them. But what we really got to the bottom of, come for the scoops, stay for the analysis of the Monster Mash and whether or not that was about a spooky, I'll say key party, and be generous because we're on the main here. Because people are leaving their abodes to get jolts from his electrodes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying FightfulSelect.com has the important issues. And the reason I bring it up here, Alex, is not only because of all the one-eyed Willie talk along with it, but I don't think that should be paywalled. I think that it's a matter of public debate. And it should be one. And it should be a national issue in this country for the next couple of weeks.
I think that for sure we should clip that and then put
Yeah, we
that
should.
on the main. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is, if nothing else, the greatest advertisement for Fightful Select. Like, if you like this, then subscribe, because this is what you will get.
This is what you're getting on Kate and Alex's show. It's something else.
Okay.
It's a graveyard smash. Got things rising from slabs. You know what I'm saying?
We got it. You're giving away all the good stuff from so there's no reason for them to go and watch that.
We do a full breakdown, and you come in very hot on me at points about kink shaming. There's plenty to watch in the future clips.
Yeah. So Hank and Tank and Chase U are talking about something. What were they talking about? And Lyra was like, just being. It's the meme of the guy like yelling in the ear of the girl, and she's just staring off into the space, doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yes.
But picture that. But there are 4 dudes in both of her ears, and also Andre Chase standing there for no reason.
I just was like looking around the room that nobody else was in with me, like wondering what she was doing here.
Yeah. So whoever comes out of Halloween Havoc as tag team champs, because the Hardys have a rematch with Dork State at Halloween Havoc, and the winner of that will need number 1 contenders. And Lyra's like, "Hey, great guys! All I asked was, where's Tatum?" And like, "Oh, she's right over there." And then she takes a step, and there's Tatum, having walked up to her. And there's no chance on God's green earth, never in a million years, from where she was standing and where she was looking, when she said the words, "Where's Tatum?" that she did not actively see where that Tatum was, because Tatum was no further than 3 paces away from her in the direction she was looking at the time she said the words. I am begging somebody who works in NXT to take 1 beginning directing class for the stage, because this happens on the main roster as well, but not nearly as often as it happens in NXT. You cannot have somebody look, "Hey, where's Tatum?" and then Tatum walks directly at. Please, just please stop. Figure out a way to block that better.
It would be like if I was like, "Where's Alex?" Oh
no, it would be like if you were looking this. Turn the other way and say that. Say
where's Alex?
Here I am. Like,
oh,
that yeah. Anyway, I wanted to see you because in kayfabe, because we're not acknowledging this was taped. In kayfabe, I just got off a plane and I had to come see you, Tatum. And as he's like, "You're not allowed to talk to her." And as far as you guys go, what makes you think you should be number 1 contenders? Hank and Tank, you already had your shot and you lost at a rematch. And the Chase U boys, you're lacking. Well, what aren't you lacking? And that was the first time I've really liked Izzi Dame. That was good. Because why would they think they should be number 1? They have never won a match. They've never won a match. They've had like 2, maybe 3. They've never won one. Why would they be number 1 contenders? Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. So she says, my guys should be number 1 contenders. I honestly don't even know if those guys have won a match, but it doesn't matter. None of this matters. There's a triple threat match later for the number 1 contendership after Halloween Havoc that never actually settles anything, so it never should have been wrestled.
Well, when you put it like that.
there's a new vignette, and Lainey Reed is officially the person who hit Lola with the knee, and is officially part of the Fatal Influence.
A vignette.
Yes. Sorry.
It is a massive LOL to me that they were like, we finally got rid of this rookie, and we finally got this rookie in. Like,
She never belonged.
She never belonged, but I, who has even less experience on this TV program, I actually really like Lainey Reed and her work, and I think she kind of can fit in this group. But I mean, they kind of also dropped like the old school versus the new school thing as well. But like, it does make me laugh that they were like, finally, we get this inexperienced gal out of here.
Like there's that, but also like she never fully committed. She never did what she needed to do to prove herself. And Lainey did that on her even before she was even in the group, when she not only took out Jasmine, but also wearing a hoodie, kneed Lola Vice in the face.
Yes. Sorry, everyone. It was not Mandy Rose 3 weeks later. Whatever.
Whoever wins the battle royal doesn't stand a chance. So we got the son of a good wrestler versus the grandson of a doctor. This lasted entirely too long. At one point, Booker T says of Lexis King, "This is the guy. This is the guy right here. This is the guy," which you could just be saying about anybody, as long as they are in fact a guy.
Any guy, yeah.
You know, this is the guy that does what?
He would do an unpretty him.
Booker, he makes a very loud declarative statement 3 times, including one of those 3 times. He mentions where he is exactly, which is right here. But but all 3 times he uses a definite article to refer to. Basically, like, this is the earliest form of I'm learning how to read book. This is the guy. This is the guy right here.
No, because people say like
the guy. I can read. I'm like, a big boy.
My thing with it is like, because people say like, this is the man, right? Like, but Lexis King hasn't done anything to.
Right.
The thing that he's won is a defunct device that breaks my heart every day. Like, there's nothing that never has he been. He's not QB1 around these parts. You know what I mean?
No, he's definitely not QB1.
He's like who the Bengals are gonna have to sign after Joe Flacco gets hurt.
He's barely punter 3. Like, come on.
He's Justin Fields in his defense.
He is a practice squad punter.
I don't know. Justin Fields did throw for negative 10 yards the other day. He might be a QB1.
Oh, no. So the grandson of a doctor ends up getting the victory over the son of a good wrestler. And
that's how you bill a fight.
That's how
like the match graphic should have said that. There should have been a video package.
Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. He's the son of Dr. Wagner Jr., which means he's anyway. So A. Wagner gets his first victory. Fine. He sold too much for Lexis King, but it's fine. And then Ethan Page comes out and says, "Wow, good for you." Well, he calls out Ethan Page, and he says, "I got it settled. Wagner's going to challenge me. You're going to challenge me for the National North American Championship." And then Wagner says, "I already went and I talked, and it is going to be a match." but it's going to be he says it all in Spanish, Dia de los Muertos, and it's like, I have no idea what you said. Is a Day of the Dead match, and I'm like, okay, what is in NXT parlance? What is that? Because I know what Dia de los Muertos is as an actual holiday, and they view it as a different thing than we view Halloween. You know what I mean?
Very.
Like it's an entirely different kind of thing. Like the day,
it's celebratory remembrance.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying I want this, but I'm saying if we find out on October 25th in Prescott, Arizona, that NXT defines a Day of the Dead match as a lumberjack match where all the people around ringside are dressed as skeletons, would you be surprised?
No, they're gonna all have sugar skulls. Yeah.
Like it's a lumberjack match where everybody's dressed up as a skeleton. That's honestly, if that was what they said a Day of the Dead match was, I'd be like, yeah, I guess that's what you guys would think that would be.
The most important part about this promo is that Ethan Page has had his legs taken out from under him, because as the Canadian heel, he's almost obligated at this point to mention the Canadian sports team that is advancing in the playoffs. But those losers are 0-2 right now against the Mariners, and Vlad Guerrero hasn't hit for shit. So suck it. He can't even say it. He can't even talk about how great Canada is in sports.
This is just so funny. Your team beat my team, but your team sucks.
We're not doing that. Nope, we're not bringing that kind of logic into things. Absolutely not. But I will say,
so silly. You're so silly.
I'm talking to you, Vlad Guerrero Jr., who I'm sure is watching this. When you get on the other side, you're Alex Pulaski and I'm Kate. Listen up, Vlad Guerrero Jr., who I'm sure tunes into the Sour Grabs post show every Tuesday night. When you are out there doing the Yankees lose, and then you, in the first two games, are hitting a whopping 0-0-0, teach you to be braggadocious. All right? The Yankees absolutely sucked. But the point is, so did the Blue Jays. Ha ha ha! Anyway, that has nothing to do with literally anything in this promo, except that it was material that Ethan Page can't use. Much to my delight. This will be a good match. This was the most just like ancillary segment. They just moved it along. But Ethan Page is great at basing for people, so this should be super fun. As far as the Dia de los Muertos, Triple H made it very clear that they were going to keep this in the traditional style of Lucha Libre, so right. I can't imagine they would do anything, because their handling of things like El Grande Americano has been so authentic. And when I think greatest luchadors of all time, I think Microman and Omos. So,
yeah. So Ruca is backstage.
Oh my God, moving along with this. But go ahead. Not you, them.
Hey, what kind of Maybelline brand lip stain are you using? Oh, I'm using this shade. Isn't it lovely? It matches the North American title. We are talking like human beings talk. And it's like, so let's go out for my match. Like, oh well, there's the battle royal, and I was gonna be it. So you can get another title? Fine, I'll just go out and wrestle Blake Monroe by myself, says Zarya. And wow, this one episode did more to like make me go, you know what? That's fine. They're using Zarya to her full potential. If this is how you're going to present her, you're like, this must be what she is. She's this whiny little I don't know. Yeah. Are you 11? What? I'm not your friend anymore, and then leave, and then do dumb stuff in the match with Blake, and not know where your windpipe is on your own neck, and then do what you do at the end in the battle royal. You know what? That's fine. You know, I've been rooting for Delta Brady to get what she deserves, but the person they are presenting to me deserves this and no better. I would like them to present somebody who does deserve good things, but this is terrible. This person.
I cannot believe that you would disparage not just a great wrestler, but a Maybelline makeup artist in the way that you are speaking. With the spirit and the heart of Maybelline itself.
Yeah.
My God, Alex Plowski.
Yeah.
This shit needs to get into the next gear. First of all, much like I asked about the Hardys before, so Ruca, creative control? How many titles does she need? When does that conversation start? Let's ask. So Ruca just seems, just vibes-wise, like an egotistical,
Right.
domineering, demanding creative control type of gal, which famously people at the level of NXT always get.
Yeah. You know what you have to say about that? C-E Soul. C-E Soul. C-E Soul. C-E Soul.
Why are women presented like they are 9 years old on the show? It drives me freaking crazy. Why the hell? I'm sorry. Like, I know they have a dynamic and their relationship and wrestling tropes beg for one person to be at the other's aid at all time. You're telling me that, like, outside of Jordynne Grace, like, Zarya should be scared of Blake Monroe? Like, I know Blake Monroe's a great wrestler. Zarya being scared of anybody except maybe Jordynne Grace is insane.
Why would you ever want anybody at ringside? Because just them being there could, like, the referee could, like, go and just look at them.
You know what? That's true. That's actually
referees,
a good point.
Like, they're like I don't know, like
they're me when I'm off my meds, Alex.
Like
that's
a
what they
puppy
are.
with
They're
a butterfly. That's what they are.
Little ADD kids just running around the ring. Jordynne Grace and Joe Hendry were legitimately more competent refs as guest referees than we saw tonight.
Sure. That's right. So Ava and Santino are talking to Leon and Levon. There you go. They're talking to Levon. And they're asking about Levon. They're talking about the Battle for Glory match, which hasn't happened yet. And they say, hey, so Halloween Havoc's around the corner. Do you have any teams for us to face? We want to be a tag team now. I'm like, really? You can face each other? But then Stax and Arianna Venti walk up and is like, hey, man, you're getting a little too comfortable. If it wasn't for Dark State, Javon would have pinned you and you wouldn't be the champion anymore. And then Arianna Venti whispers in her father's ear. She bends over to whisper something in her father's ear because she's so much taller than he is. And he's like, Ava, would it be possible for my future son-in-law to have a title match for the X Division title next week? And I'm like, it's your title. Like, what? You're the one who runs it. It's a TNA title. If your daughter is suggesting that her boyfriend should get a title shot at the X Division Championship, you are the guy who is in charge of that. Are you saying that, like, Ava wouldn't sign off on a member of her roster getting a title shot at one of your titles? Because I think she would. This is
based on everything from the past, like, 5 months.
Also, Stax. I should have. Stax won. If you had to guess, I'm not looking it up. Somebody in the chat will look it up. If you had to guess, when was the last time Stax won a match on television? Because if I had to guess, I would say June. July, maybe.
Probably. That's how long Tony D's been out, right? Wasn't it in the build to that?
had a match on television.
Gosh.
I think the last time he wrestled was during that match that Tony D won to like end the family, and then he got in a restaurant.
He got at a restaurant. It's so funny.
He got.
Alex, in the most Jeremy Lambert way possible, and most people around these parts know what I mean by that. I think NXT Showdown has been my favorite thing in wrestling this year. Hear me out. We've gone so far around the bend. Showdown happened because TNA talent were like, we're not going to take this shit with our titles not being on our show anymore. And then they showed up, and the next thing that TNA could possibly do was put Kelani Jordynne in a battle royal to win a vacated women's NXT title. The showdown happened.
It was in August against the number one contender for Noah's GHC heavyweight title, Yoshiki Inamura.
Okay, perfect.
In August, so 2 months ago. And he gets a title shot against Leon Slater, because of course he does. I mean, at least the reason is why is nepotism. But like, what?
But Alex, like, they were so mad about it, and now they're like, can we please, can we have someone from your show? Please, can we have a challenger from your show for one of our titles? Do you know how broken that is? After Showdown, where the score was 2-2 and nothing got settled, I cannot. Like, we are sick of these titles being in the hands of NXT, except we're going to put one of your talent in a battle royal to win one of ours, and we're going to make her the team captain of our side. And the person that holds our title is going to be the co-captain of the other side. And then after all of that, the most exciting thing that we have going in TNA is this X Division champion. And we're going to have, we're begging you to have one of your guys challenge for it. Please. To Ava.
Mm-hmm. And he was like, I think that's a great idea. And Javon's like, I'll be watching that match to see.
He should be in it, facing him one-on-one. What? This is my complaints, my boomer complaints today, Alex. Here are my boomer complaints. I got 3 of them for you. Just today alone.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Get off your damn speakerphone when you're in public. I don't want to hear your conversation. I definitely don't want to hear both sides of it. That's boomer complaint number 1. Boomer complaint number 2. I want to hit you right now through the screen just for, you haven't even said anything and I can't even hear it. Boomer complaint number 2.
I honestly don't know when we decided that this was the way to talk into a phone.
I don't.
Most people I see talking on the phone are talking to it, holding it as like a waiter holds a platter, but right in front of their mouth.
How is that more convenient than holding it to your ear? I don't know, but it's not convenient for me, and it's disrespectful to the people around you, and I'm on my boomer shit, so stop. Number 2. Small ball baseball is better than this modern game that they've turned it into. Number 3. When did it become against the law in wrestling for one guy to simply beat another guy? Like, when did it become? Why can't Leon Slater or Javon Evans have just won that match? Why do we have to have this dark state interference? And why do we have to work our way back to it through this dumb tag angle? Like, so that we could take a left-hand turn into Hardyville to set up dark state versus the Hardys? Like, I just, these quote-unquote protected losses, man, nobody gets heat off of being a bad guy from them. Nobody gets shine off of being a good guy from them. Nobody looks stronger in victory, and nobody can do anything meaningful with a loss because they didn't really fully lose. Man, turn off your speakerphones, get back to situational baseball, and just let people win and lose matches. It's been your boomer segment with Kate Elizabeth.
Thank you.
This was a Shawn Michaels call, according to John Alba. That dark state interference was all HBK. So, I mean, you could tell because the everything that he books, but like, still. And get off my lawn.
I don't know.
Thank you, Electric Mayhem.
Yeah. This at the end of this is where we hear Trick having attacked Ricky Saints that we talked about earlier. This is where that happens is right now.
Yeah, it was filmed well, actually. I wouldn't pick fights on the other side of the wall that my boss is on. That's just a me thing.
Yeah,
but like, I thought the camera work was actually pretty good, and Trick actually knows how to fake beat someone up pretty well.
Blake and Zarya happen. Zarya is fighting well, and then Soul actually decides to show up 6 minutes into the match, and Blake's plan was this. This is what the plan was. So Soul hasn't come out to ringside yet. Okay. I know she must be backstage in Gorilla watching on a monitor. So I'm going to take this chair and I'm going to bring it into the ring and I'm going to fake like I'm going to hit Zarya with it. The ref won't do jack shit to stop me. But I know that Soul will see that on the monitor, come running down, jump up on the apron, not on the airplane. That's a different thing. She's going to jump up on the apron and she's going to grab the chair away from me. And the referee will be like, hey, Soul, get down off the apron. You got a chair. You're not allowed to be there. And then while the referee's back is turned, I'm going to reach into my knee pad and pull out a weird hair accessory thing. And I'm going to show it to the camera so everybody can see the evidence. And then when Zarya picks me up on her shoulders, I'm going to jab it into the side of her neck. She's going to think it's her windpipe because she doesn't know anatomy. And then that will allow me to then then hit her with my finisher and pin her. If you brought the hairpin thing in your knee pad, why wasn't that the plan? Why did you go for the chair to begin with? Because if Sol Ruca's not there and you hit her with the chair, like, are you waiting for the ref to do something? Because he wasn't doing anything. All of this was bad and terrible and awful, but nothing is as bad as Zarya saying, she got me in my windpipe. She stabbed you here. Now, don't stab people with pointy plastic things in the side of their neck, but that is notoriously not where your windpipe is.
It's where mine is. Is that not where yours is?
No, your windpipe is here.
It's kind of like when they were like, we didn't shoot Chad Gable in the temple, but they did. They need to do a better job of being clever without like being clever doesn't just mean making plans with props. And I feel like wrestling in general gets too much that way, but nobody more than NXT of like, you can be clever in so many ways. It doesn't just have to be like, I planned ahead with this thing that's iconic of me, which is like, honestly, a perfectly fine wrestling thing to do, but we just get such an overabundance of it in NXT. And I think if Blake Monroe is going to map as closely as Tamara May that they seem to be doing with her, she should be like the most clever beyond props and game plans. Like, she's the character to spearhead that kind of like step ahead intelligence. So that's what I would like to see. I also would like to see Sol Ruca just break up already and Zarya get to be the beast that we know she can be. That's all. It's just taking too long. Like, it's taking way, way, way too long.
Anyway, Sol gets into the ring and cradles the head of Zarya. Oh, my sweet baby girl Zarya, you got stabbed in the neck, but you think it's your windpipe. It's plastic. I mean, it wouldn't feel good, but it didn't break the skin. Like, it's not super hard. It's plastic. She reacts as though somebody hit her in the front of the throat with a lead pipe. It's just not it's not the same.
Yeah, or
thing.
yeah. It didn't come across as traumatizing. I'll put it that way.
No, it does not. No.
This woman who climbed a wall that was on top of a mountain should not get taken out by a piece.
She trudged through a post-apocalyptic hellscape, climbed a mountain. On top of the mountain was a brick wall. She punched through the brick wall. Did I mention the band of marauders that she beat to death with her bare hands along the way? And that was just to get here. And now that she's here, poke.
The adjustment in altitude has not done well for her. I'll say that.
That's true. Yeah, that's
she's meant to be up in the clouds.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here we go. Ava appears in a vignette. She appears in the vignette, and she says that the women's speed tournament was such a success that they're now going to have a men's speed tournament.
Who's in it, Alex? Who's in this epic tournament?
People from different brands. We're going to get Axiom from SmackDown versus Sean Legacy from Evolve. That's in one of the two quarterfinal matches. This, by the way, this tournament is 4 guys in it. That's not a tournament. And then the other match is Zach Wentz losing horribly to Jasper Troy. So, thank you, TNA, for giving us one of your longest running stars. We're going to have him get squashed in 45 seconds by Jasper Troy. It doesn't matter, Axiom or Sean Legacy. I don't feel like there's the thing, like the speed tournament should just be dudes the size of Jasper Troy, because how are you possibly going to do enough damage to a guy that size that you could beat them inside of 3 minutes? It's just not possible. He's got more HP than other people do because of his size. So Jasper Troy's winning this tournament. And Jasper Troy will then go on to beat El Grande Americano. When they actually show El Grande Americano winning the belt, when he won it, winning the speed tournament, the speed title, and they show El Grande Americano holding up the belt in jubilation, it is Chad Gable. It is obviously Chad Gable under the mask. Fun is fun. This isn't fun. Fun is fun, but Ludwig Kaiser and Chad Gable are not the same person. I am done pretending that this is okay. Take away whatever cultural appropriation BS is it. They are different people. Chad Gable is the speed champion. Let him put it up in abeyance. He can vacate it, and then you can have Ludwig Kaiser win it if you really want. But they're different people. Ludwig Kaiser cannot defend Chad Gable's title as though he is Chad Gable, because he's not Chad Gable.
You are teetering on Elias Ezekiel, and I'm here for it to the fullest extent of the law, because if there's someone you want to be in lockstep with, it's Kevin Owens. That guy rules. I have an idea for the speed title, actually. Instead of having it on NXT, they should take the speed titles and they should go like behind the building and find the dumpsters and put them in there.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Axiom doing in this tournament?
Losing to Sean Legacy in the first round, probably.
Losing to Sean Legacy in the first round. Fraxium, the most breath of fresh air tag team, 2024 Tag Team of the Year, the Fightful Award winning, and many other such fan voted accolades and extremely powerful and meaningful media awards. like show up on the main roster. This is like what happened with the Creeds. Everyone immediately falls in love with them. They put them on the wrong show. Raw desperately needs tag teams, but they put them in the SmackDown division, which is thriving and doing great. And somehow, because this company, especially the main roster, honestly, has this amazing ability to just cool off anybody that's under 38 fucking years old. Like, Brian Alvarez has been on the shit, and I agree. Okay? Like, Javon and Leon Slater, he's been week after week hammering home, like, stop calling them the future when they can be the now and should be the now. And I agree with that. But what's happening with NXT, and you see all over the damn place, you're getting this trickle-down effect because the main roster has no idea how to utilize anybody that's not Braun Breaker on the men's side. What do they have against people that were born like in the 80s and 90s? Can you tell me? Because I don't know what the fuck we're doing. But like when I think about everybody that's gotten called up and their incredible ability to have them get introduced to the roster, the crowd react to them and to either, in Javon Evans' case, pull him back off screen down to NXT and send him to this TNA program, which is great. Fine. But the crowd on SmackDown is in love with him. Fraxium, what the hell are they doing? My God. It's like, it's embarrassing. And now you're getting this trickle-down effect into NXT because nobody else has any movement either. And like Ricky Saints and Ethan Page aren't like in, they aren't 24 and they're going to be due for the main roster soon. So somehow the ineptitude of the main roster has left NXT in a place where there are people who are both overcooked at NXT and also the divisions are too damn thin, to the point where you have Axiom coming back to NXT to fight for the fucking speed title. What are we doing? This is some of the, like, with the insane depth and talent roster that you have. Like, this roster in all of professional wrestling right now, not since I've started watching, has there ever been such a bright, fresh diversity of talent and styles on American wrestling television. And in the ineptitude of talent usage on the main roster is staggering. It's like they have to be trying to stand in their own way. Like only Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes and LA Knight and CM Punk and Drew McIntyre and like Seth Rollins is now out. But like the same 12 fucking guys have to face each other constantly. There is absolutely no mobility for younger talent. And I talk about it every week on SmackDown with Carmelo Hayes. And we talk about this in general. And like, I point out people like Grayson Waller, because what the hell is he doing in the New Day? But for the love of God, when I saw Axiom's name get mentioned for the speed title, I walked out of the room. I was just apoplectic that the idea that Axiom would be subjected to a 4-minute match that he's probably going to lose to an Evolve talent. No offense to Sean Legacy. I think he's one of the brighter spots of
wins it, he's losing to Jasper Troy.
Even if he's the speed champ, what the fuck are we doing? Holy shit.
It has to be Jasper Troy because it's an NXT championship. Ludwig Kaiser isn't doing NXT shows. You know what I mean? Like he's not doing those. So
Alex,
this is a thing to take the title off of Ludwig Kaiser. And like Jasper Troy chokeslamming him 4 times is going to be the way that it happens.
We have enough devices. We have TNA. We have LFG. What's left of it? We have Evolve. What's left of it? We have Main Event. How much more shit that is essentially meaningless / pseudo-developmental do you need to put together? What are we doing? This was a Twitter gimmick and they didn't renew it and they were like, we have to keep it alive. No, you don't. Like, why? So that Ruca can carry around 2 belts and 8 months later you can pay off something with her and Zarya? This show is so damn crowded with all these outside elements that nobody in NXT has breathing room to just tell NXT stories. Because it's always some shiny new other thing. Man, that should have been on my boomer list. But I went with playoff baseball and speakerphones and
My boomer list is that one man is not another man. I don't care if they wear the same mask.
I don't think that's a boomer list. I think that's
I
just
mean,
a human eyeball.
that's it. That's my complaint. I don't care who's in the tournament. The guy who they're facing in the finals is not the guy who won the damn belt. That shouldn't be allowed.
I feel like I just lost 20 pounds. That rant was long. I am someone with diminished lung capacity, and I'm so frustrated. I just went on for like 10 minutes. You could have got up and left the room. I don't even know if I would have noticed. I just seemed blind.
There was a
seeing blind, seeing red.
There's a triple threat. There's a triple threat. It's a triple threat tag team #1 contenders match. It's the Chase U Simps. It's the Cullings, and it's Hank and Tank. And it's actually the triple threat version that I like, where there's one guy from each team legal.
Yes.
It's the right one. And then 3.5 minutes into it, here come OTM to attack Nico Vance. And then the referee's like, well, ding, ding, ding. There is definitely disqualifications in a triple threat match. So ding, 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 says the referee.
I like your incredible certainty with which he dings the bell. Well, certainly. Ding, ding, ding.
I mean, this is a triple
almost old-timey.
This is a triple threat match. And as such, disqualifications are definitely part of it. What? So it was actually called a no contest. But like, if it's a no DQ match, OTM comes in and they ran if OTM came in and laid out all 6 guys, so no one is allowed, like no one can keep going, fine, that's a no contest. They threw Nico Vance, one dude, into the steps, and the referee was like, well, this has gotta stop. So OTM is back, and now it's OTM next week versus Hank and Tank. But the Culling aren't involved, and the Chase U Simps aren't involved. So if OTM beats Hank and Tank, are they the #1 contenders? I don't know. Who cares? None of this matters because the NXT Tag Team division is in shambles because the Hardys are facing Dork State in Prescott Valley, Arizona, and I don't even know.
You're so hung up on the location,
so
and I
hung
love
up on the location.
I'm not even saying you shouldn't. I just love how much geography grinds your gears.
It's 2 hours from Phoenix.
On a day where I'm the boomer.
Golf course and 7 houses, presumably a Walmart, something like that. I don't. Are there even enough Airbnbs for people to stay in? I don't know. Can you verbo a place in Prescott Valley, Arizona? I don't know.
Here's what I knew about it. It was in Arizona. Like, that's what I love, is that you were like, well, I have to understand more.
Because I was just curious. Prescott Valley, I said not a town. I know Sedona, I know Tucson, I knew Tempe, I knew Flagstaff, I know Scottsdale, I know obviously Phoenix. But Prescott Valley was not a town I was familiar with, and I assumed it was a suburb of Phoenix, and so I looked it up, and it's 2 hours north of Phoenix, and it's 45 minutes from the nearest interstate freeway. Like, that's a weird place to do a PLE.
It is. You're not wrong.
Alex,
I'm positively charmed by your dedication to geography.
Are they getting a deal from the local like government where like you can hold your thing here for free in this venue because we think it'll involve tourism?
The Prescott Valley Tourism Board is paying them. They are in the pockets of the Prescott Valley Tourism
They're in the pockets of Big Prescott.
I think this is true. I think it's all a rib on you. They're like, you know what we're going to do to trick Alex? I was actually wondering, like, because areas like that, I didn't know if maybe the venue was going to be like a super cool, you know how like parts of Nevada will have like a Wild West ranch or whatever, like if it was going to be a specialty location, but it does not sound like that's the case. And that makes it even funnier. So
Here's the thing. Apparently, there's like they say, like, Lieutenant Photo was telling me this, and I want to believe him, that there was some like a haunted Wild West town. Like, if there's like if they're gonna do the haunted house match in a spooky Old West town,
oh, that'd be rad.
that's a cool thing to do. But also, it's weird to apparently has a movie.
My goodness.
That's funny. Zombie Tony D. Zombie Tony D. He's dead and he comes back from the dead. And
Hell yeah.
that'd be funny.
All day.
Okay, so this is where Soul is like, "Hey Zarya, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, she got me a windpipe. I'm fine." If she got your windpipe, you wouldn't be cleared to wrestle in a battle royal 20 minutes after she got your windpipe. Anyway, Soul says, "Hey,
it would if it was with a piece of plastic." But yeah.
To show that I show how much I really love you, I'm giving you my spot in the battle royal after you had your windpipe stabbed. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm stuck on this comment. I'm now obsessed with Prescott Valley. This is what you do to people. This is how I ended up being your co-host.
This is what I do to people. I say, I love it. I need you to be obsessed with something for me.
On
behalf of me. Yeah.
I will give you my spot in the battle royal to smooth over our friendship. Is very funny when they have a tag title shot together in like a few days.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. Okay. Yeah, backstage, Dark State laid out the Hardys backstage. Like, we had two different got laid out backstage spots in the same episode.
In the same hour of television. Not even in the same hour. Remember the week there were 5 across Raw, SmackDown, and NXT in 1 week?
I do.
This is what I mean. Like, what I said at the beginning of the show is also true here, of like feeling like I've seen the Ricky Tricky playbook already of so many times of, I want it then, I want it now. I'm the GM and I say this, and there'll be a contract signing regarding it. We see that a lot. Like, these backstage attacks, especially with tag teams, it seems like happen. I would just get a bodyguard.
Yeah.
That's all I would do.
So this number 1 contenders, women's battle royal, 20-women battle royal, they had the full introduction of like 5 of the participants. Like, are you going to introduce all of them? No, they did a lot of them during the commercial break, but all of them, the ones that they did, were either major players in NXT or TNA people who used to be in WWE. Like Ying Lee and Xia Brookside used to be in WWE. Xia Brookside was in WWE Europe or UK. And then Victoria Crawford comes out. It's like, if you know this woman's career, you know that she used to work here. So it is always very funny. None of the match matters until the thing happens at the end. Not the end, near the end. Soul is out there rooting for Zarya. She's at ringside. Zarya is like, she picks up Izzy Dame into like the sleeper hold, the Brody King, Darby Allin sleeper hold, where she's standing on the middle rope in the turnbuckle and holding Izzy there, holding her there, right? So she's standing on the middle rope facing into the ring. She is fine. That's where she is. Okay. Blake Monroe, having showered and changed, runs down to ringside and starts beating up Soul Ruca. I don't know why. She won the match versus Zarya. So Ruca had to be part of her plan coming out there all along. Otherwise, she wouldn't have brought the chair into the ring. Anyway, so she starts stomping out Sol Ruca at ringside. Zarya sees this and is faced with a dilemma. Do I allow my best friend and tag partner to get stomped to death by Blake Monroe at ringside? Or do I drop Izzi into the ring, calmly step over the top rope to the apron, crucially, wait for Blake Monroe to run away, and then jump off the apron, eliminating myself so I can cradle Sol Ruca's head in my burly arms the way that she cradled me in her lithe arms earlier tonight. When all she had to do to not get eliminated was to stand, go down into the... It took more effort to her to lift both legs over the top rope than it would for her to be just jump down off the second rope and calmly walk between the second and top rope, thereby not eliminating herself, check on Sol, and then get back into the ring where she would still be eligible to get a shot at the Women's World Championship. But she decided to do the dumbest thing possible because they have decided, in their infinite wisdom in creative, to make Zarya into an absolute moron. Do not write your characters to be this dumb ever. Don't ever do it.
Have you considered that maybe in all of the emotional stress, she wasn't thinking clearly? And then when you consider the Maybelline on top of everything, Alex, think of the Maybelline.
The funniest part was Zarya getting onto the apron and pausing long enough for Blake Monroe to run away and then jumping off the apron anyway. Like if she wouldn't stop and you think I have to somehow, her stomping my tag team partner will result in my tag team partner's death. No one will stop this from happening if I don't stop it. And then you have to physically take her off of your partner. That's one thing. Blake Monroe was halfway up the ramp when Zarya's feet hit the floor. None of this could possibly be any worse. It's so bad.
You've got to applaud them for taking the absolute worst way to get there, though.
I don't have to applaud them for anything. The one thing that I will applaud them for is that Tatum won the Battle Royal.
Yes!
Tatum and Jordynne Grace were tied up in the ropes. Kendal Gray, by the way, I want to mention, had a fantastic showing. And
my God, she's great.
I almost thought at one point I almost thought that it was that she might win. It's like a shock because what ended up happening didn't register with me as a thing they might do. Having now seen it, I know exactly why they did it and also what they're going to do about it with the blocking of it, and it's bad. But congratulations to Taters, whom we love. She was tangled up in the ropes with Jordynne Grace, and Izzi decided to run over and try and eliminate them both, and ended up eliminating herself and Jordynne, and Tatum won through no actual doing of her own stuff. Like, she was in the most jeopardy of being eliminated, and then all of a sudden wasn't. So good for her, she won. And Izzi was like, "Oh my God, I wanted to eliminate her. I hate her so much." And Lyra runs out, and she and Tatum embrace and roll all over the mat. Lyra is embroiled in a very dumb story on Raw, but it's a big story they're doing. And the fact that they're also remember when Pete Dunne was having a blood feud with Sheamus, but also having a blood feud with Trick Williams at the same time? And I was like, can't there be anybody who's not doing something on Raw who you could bring to NXT to do something with Trick Williams? Because it doesn't make sense for you to use one guy twice. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Sure.
But Lyra, I get why she's got the history with Tatum, so you have to use her for that. But at the exact moment that you're doing a very dumb thing with her on Raw, just seems like you're just so much, because those things aren't related. However, somebody in the chat brought up a very interesting idea for how they could be related. I don't think it was a super chat, but I'm gonna. Oh, here we go. Ryan Adams says, "Happy for Tatum. Now the easy, boring way for this to end is Izzi costing Tatum because she's jealous. But the fun, wild way, I would also say horrible, stupid way for this to end is a jealous Bayley costing Tatum. It's a way to tie both terrible stories together for Lyra. Tatum's not winning this. I still believe that Izzi is going to turn on Tatum because that's easy. That's the easy, boring way, and that's what they do. But it would be like outside the box, kind of, and it would tie Lyra's terrible story on Raw to Lyra's less terrible but also stupid story on NXT, and give her a reason to be there, but also bad. Don't do that. Also, Tatum has been fully Abaddoned. Tatum getting the title shot at Halloween Havoc means she has been fully Abaddoned.
She definitely has. Full agreement about Kendal Gray. My goodness, get her on NXT proper immediately. Like, she's
Ryan Cicchini saying, very ready for more Kendal Gray. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Don't just send her back to Evolve and we don't get to see her for a while. She's very, very good.
100%. She's way too good to be just like spoiling away on Evolve. Right winner. Very happy. I've been pushing for. I want more for Tatum.
I do too.
I also like but even today I was like, where's Miles Bourne, man? Like, let's just anyway.
Last week he was a house of fire to start out the elimination, the Survivor Series match, and then got eliminated like an idiot. So
yeah,
that's where he is.
When I think of Surprise Battle Royal, I was like, oh yeah, I wasn't really expecting Miles Bourne. And it like did things for him, and then they didn't really follow up with the 1-2 punch.
It is funny that they decided to use the same Surprise Battle Royal winner trope twice in 5 months.
Yeah, I'm a little more okay with it because different divisions, but yes, like that is a little redundant for sure. The Zarya and Soul stuff is just brutal because it's like they're both so good, their ceilings are both so high, and they just, I say it all the time about many wrestling programs, dragged out storytelling and long-term story ain't the same thing. And like this has been that way for a long time. They're both so different. They're both so talented. And to see them getting hamstrung instead of elevated by things like this is really, really, really frustrating. And the other thing with like Zarya's been here for a year now, at least over a year, because it was around this time last year, right? Yeah. She's also not someone that like needs to be in NXT. Like, she doesn't need to win this title then stick around for another year and a half. Like, she might, because what the fuck is Jordynne Grace doing here? But like, she's another one that it's like, yeah, she came into developmental, but that's not because she ain't main roster ready. So I don't know. Like, I want this. It was never my favorite thing, but it was working, and now I feel like we've gone so far past it working. Like, I feel like Sol Ruca doesn't have the momentum anymore. Zarya hasn't gotten anything out of it because it's just been simmering for too long. She'll get something out of it with the final betrayal, but like, can we get there, please? But yeah, I also, JC Jane looked like she went down pretty hard at a house show, but it seems like she doesn't have to vacate the title, so that's good. She, I think, had hurt her leg at a live event or whatever. So just in general, like with this battle royal, I was like, oh no, is it going to be like the winner of the battle royal wins the title now thing because JC went down? But it sounds like she's fine, so I'm just also happy for her about that. But yeah, this was, I know it's a pre-tape and whatever, but this was a bad episode of NXT on so many levels.
Yeah.
You got one of my rantiest rants of all rants today. That's how bad it was.
Mm-hmm. I should also mention that Kelani was eliminated by Jordynne. Jordynne Grace getting a title shot at the TNA title is what we're happy. Jordynne Grace came to NXT from TNA, so a year later she could have a shot at TNA title against an NXT person who is the current champion. I think the TNA partnership thing's going great. It's going great. Just
well,
gangbusters.
The other tricky thing with it is, like, they already had Showdown, so now they are just like, I know they did that little thing with Santino and Ava that was like, now we can get back to being partners instead of enemies, but like we were fighting for the security of our own titles, but it's just fine. Like, this is so stupid, man.
It's really bad. Yeah. So
Jordynne Grace go up to the main roster and beat Julia Wynn. That's where I'm at.
I mean, yeah, that'd be nice, but she's got to have her match with Kelani first. Sweet and Satisfaction says Alex for NXT writer. No, thank you. Go Taters. Yes, go Taters.
Yeah, go Taters.
I wouldn't hate it if she won, but I don't think she has a chance.
You wouldn't hate her if she. You wouldn't hate her. Tater won.
Yes. But now that Lainey Reed is like just joining Fatal Influence, I feel like that's signifies that title reign is going to last even longer. And now that they've got Blake going after Sol Ruca, and Jordynne Grace now wrapped up in Kelani's title, the TNA title. Now the people who we thought were more likely than anybody else to be the next NXT Women's Champion, now that they're wrapped up in other title chases, now you just have Jacy Jayne defending against. Listen, I love Taters, but she's not like, oh, she's a force in the women's division. She won a battle royal via oopsie daisy, and her friend now hates her and is probably going to eliminate her from this match. It cost her this match against Jacy Jayne. So, like, these are the caliber of Jacy Jayne's opponents. Jacy Jayne being the champion all the way around to, like, Jacy Jayne having a year-long title reign is not out of the question. Something I thought was impossible. Like, impossible when she won it. She's been doing a very good job, but they are specifically taking the top contenders away from her orbit so that she can have contenders who are not top contenders. That's what they've done.
Well, I'm kind of okay with that, because then when we get a heavy hitter like a Blake Monroe, it probably means they're going to win. Like, I'm okay with picking up some wins against people that are a little lower on the card along the way. But I agree with you. I thought this was going to be a transitional reign, and it's not, and good for her. But it also does make you wonder, like, okay, so then when Fatal Influence inevitably breaks up, like, are they ever going to call JC up? But like, I can't even play these games because I'm always wrong about them. So that is what it is.
Okay, so wait, I think all of these are all. Some of these are great potato puns. There's some. That's so funny.
I was surprised with such a narrow topic, man.
Wow, they've come up some really, really good ones. I just wanted to make sure that I don't forget other ones that aren't. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's get. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, Taylor Ma'am's mentioning, as always, when mentioning Evolve, free Wendy Chu.
One of the biggest swings and a misses of all time.
Like, speaking of somebody who I thought was going to be Abaddoned every Halloween, is a Wendy Chu, but I guess not. Okay, here we go. Potato puns in honor of Potato Paxley. Louisville starts out with Russet Day. Russet Day.
Every day is russet day.
Tom LaValle says Sean Spirogis.
Very nice. I like going with prepared.
Tim McFall says Percy Pringles. Who's
the chip variety? Well done.
Who's Percy? Who's that a pun of? Percy whom? Am I not versed in the Percy-ness?
Let me just make sure I got it right. Paul Bearer was Percy Pringle, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Before. Okay. I was just Googling it to make sure I wasn't speaking out of turn.
Louis says Kevin Mashed. Not Kevin Nash. Big sexy Kevin Mashed.
I like it.
Orion Ben says potatoes Ace Groton, Smushed Robinson, and Austin Spud.
Very nice. You're a big fan.
Rafael Garcia says D-Lo Hash Brown and
very nice.
LF Idaho potato. Brera says banger after banger after bangers and mash.
Very nice.
That's Mayhem is a question. Are you making a gingerbread wrestling ring?
No, because I'm the only person outside my cousin in the family that cares about it. But what we're doing is the leg lamp, but the scene of the leg lamp where it's like in the window.
Okay.
So we're doing the leg lamp itself.
Wow.
And then like the ornaments, the little gifts, and the tree that's there.
Good lord,
but
that's crazy.
Yeah, we're a pretty ambitious group.
Yeah, I guess so. Lieutenant Photo says Maxwell Jacob Friesman. Fries man. I like this one from Alpha Bill, who makes up his own category sometimes. Alex Poyoski. Hashtag Spanish chicken puns.
Nailed it.
This one is very good from Jaida Pringle. Are you Groton? SGS, are you Groton?
Crushed it.
Lieutenant Photo says MASH legend.
Very good.
And Adam Cole, baked potato.
Nice. I miss him.
Mike Shot says sweet potato chin music. Styles Clash Browns. Alba Fries. Lazeney Reed. And Stokely can't get any Idahos.
Very nice.
Chris Mueller, who's a tremendous chef, and every time he posts things on his social media, I'm like, I need you to cook for me. Hassel Backland potatoes and Yukon Gold Dust potatoes.
Very nice. This is how you know it's a bad episode. Earlier, even he was like, I don't know about this episode. That guy is not us. We'll put it that way.
Chris Pereira says, go home fries.
Very nice.
Greg Cherry says, don't you dare be sour cream and onion. Hash by Elegance.
So good.
Antonio Gnocchi. Techno Tater 2000. Bangers and Nash. Love yins. Feel better, Kate.
Shango. Thank you, Greg. Thank you. Those were
Louisville
great.
Says Papa's Shango. Papa's Shango. I like this one from Ryan Ben. Kennebec, by God, Omega. Binchty? I don't know that.
I don't know
word.
what that is.
Gunda Chops.
Very nice.
This is for you, Kate, from Doc. Peter Avalondant potatoes.
That guy rules.
Silver Apocalypse says Britt Baker potato. Rockstar Spud. Too Sweet potato. Black Mash potato kick. Lays Cool.
Black mashed potato cakes.
It's time. It's time. It's tater time.
Hell yeah.
Potato time. Silver Apocalypse says Monsters mashed potato ball match. Electric Name says Fingerling of Doom is really, really funny. Ricky Starch and LaBelle Latka. LaBelle
Very well done.
Latka. That's fantastic.
Excellent.
Let's see here. No. And here we go. C. Delgado says Spud Dudley, Bad News Hash Brown, Wheeler Yukon Gold, Sweet Potato Sapphire, Darby Aliens.
Very nice.
Okay. All right. So I think that's all of them. And then my favorite one. Knish Stratus.
I mean,
thank you, Knish. Thank you, Knish. Thank you, Knish. Thank you, Knish.
incredible.
Very good. Then we go from Just Ricardo. Says, hello, lovelies. I got a job today. Yay!
Back.
Yay,
Get
Ricardo.
that back. Get that
That's
back.
awesome. Very happy. Tim McFall talking about your disdain for Canadian baseball teams. Do you really want to compare countries at the moment, Kate?
No, but I'm not saying mine's better. I'm just saying yours was also not great for 2 games.
El Hijo de Owned?
I started that. I meant to pull it up earlier, but when you were like the son of.
Oh, that's good.
It's El Hijo de Owned.
El Hijo de Owned. Okay, very good. Okay. Tom Valley says, Alex, it was a Mil Mascaras tribute spot.
There you go. I did not know that.
I
learn something new every day. Potatoes taught me.
I don't know. Okay. There's some jukeboxes. And then Willington a Photo says, Alex, I've also been to Haven Crest Castle. It's wild. You live in North Carolina. What the hell are you doing in tiny Savannah, Illinois? Haven Crest Castle. Wild would be like a thing I would use to describe it, but also I would use batshit insane. How have you been there? We must compare notes in the Discord.
Well,
I will find you, Lieutenant Photo.
North Carolina, despite what Matt Hardy wants you to think.
I'm just saying, like, that's a weird place to wind up if you're from halfway across the country.
It is. We talked about it on Select. You guys need to. We need to clip a lot of the things that were on Select.
You must. The Sunday night show. Find the last 20 minutes where I go into detail about Haven Crest Castle. It's insane.
Trippy.
Patatas Guevaras from Alpha Bill. Thank you, Alpha Bill.
Very nice.
King Edward Potatoes, King Edward Kingston. Very good. All right. We have some juke boxes. Okay. We got Laura Darby here. Orion Ben says Darby sings 1 potato, 2 potatoes. Is there a different song, or is it like the little nursery rhyme or whatever?
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. I don't know anything after about 7 potato more. Is there anything else for that?
I don't think there is. 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 o'clock.
I'm looking it up.
Potato. Rock around the potato tonight, the famous song.
Okay. Hold on. Let me find the lyrics. Gonna rock around potato tonight. We're gonna rock till the broad tater light.
Nailed it. No notes.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's see. We're gonna see. I don't know what it is. We'll find out. We're loading. We're loading, people. We're loading lyrics to the 1 potato. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato more. 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more. 8 potato, 9 potato, 10 potato. Malachi Black. I don't know the rest of the song.
We're gonna rock around the tater tonight. Nailed it.
I don't know. That's it. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more.
You're not under delivering.
I'm just wondering what 8 potato. I don't know what 8 potato did to not be included in the song. You know what I mean? 8 potato, 9 potato, 10 potato, 11 potato.
There was
what happens
a
if you're feeding a lot of people? You need more potatoes.
There was a contract dispute with 7 potato because 7, 8, 9. It was this whole thing. But then there was like this whole Gen Z thing about 6, 7, which I'm still not fully sure what that means. But
yeah, no, I don't know. Okay. Telma Valley says the first puppet patter performance is done on AEW this week. Alexi to sing the modern Major General song from the Pirates of Penzance. So here's the deal with the puppets. Okay. I'm gonna need shoulder surgery if I do the puppet too much. It is uncomfortable to do the puppet. I got to figure out a way to do the puppet more in a comfortable position. You will be able to see the puppet. You will be able to see the puppet every Friday. The puppet will co-host every Monday for the rest of October, maybe longer, depending on Kate's lung function. The puppet will also co-host on Mondays. On Tuesdays, I got to take a break from the puppet, so I don't need labrum surgery. But if there's money being involved, the puppet can show up. Okay, just letting you know. Last night we found out he's got a throbbing forehead vein whenever he loses his mind. He crashed out last night about a lot of stuff, and so it was really unfortunate. But hey, do you want to tell the people why we can't see Miss Kate Fabric?
She has an eye surgery that she is in for because the little blue eye that she has popped right off, which is a super glue surgery. It's she'll get discharged the same day, but I have to buy.
It's an outpatient procedure, which is nice.
It's an outpatient procedure, exactly. But her little eye popped off. But Sean should probably sue because he paid a lot of money.
I mean, I don't know if you're out there just like poking at your puppet's eyes. I don't know.
No, when I was cleaning, I grabbed her by the head to move her. I need to
grabbed her by the eyeball. Oh my goodness, you did.
I mean, I didn't think I did, but I need your stuff.
Okay, here we go. All right, come on, load the lyrics for this thing. But this does not want to load.
Did you want me to maybe talk about Axiom being in the speed tournament some more?
No lyrics. I'm trying to find it. It won't. I cannot. This is not one I can do from memory, you guys. I need the full lyrics of this, but it does not want to do them.
So Axiom being in the speed tournament. Let's just talk about that while you're looking at the lyrics, because I was very cool, calm, and collected. Okay. About it the first time, and I just actually think, and I don't know if anybody picked up on this before, but we were talking about this. There's better usage out there. Hi, Lexi.
Hello. I apologize last night for going off the deep end. I yelled so much, my glasses and my hat fell off.
That's okay. So it happens to the best of us. I ranted earlier.
My head was very cold.
I'm so sorry that your head.
I'm going to do some Gilbert and Sullivan for you. What? I am the very model of a modern major general. I have information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quotes the fights historical, from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations, both the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I am teeming with a lot of news, with many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific flames of being's animalculus.
In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern major general.
Crushed it.
Thank you
Love
for
that
your
for
guest
us.
starring role.
Bye, Lexi. Great to see you.
That's good. Yeah. It's
Oh,
good to see
well.
you too.
He shouldn't go too far.
No, not. It's just dealer's choice. I know what I'm dealing. I know what I'm doing.
Oh,
Either
okay.
Braun or Alexi duet "Du Hast" by Rammstein, which is like degree of difficulty 1,000,000, or Darby sings "Hey There, Delilah," degree of difficulty -5. Let's do that because I am lazy and you gave me a choice.
You could probably play it on guitar, having never played a guitar. That song's so easy.
I mean, I probably could, but I have never played a guitar, so I would not know. All right, and okay. We go. Hey there, Malachi. What's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but boy, tonight you look so pretty. Yes, you do. Times Square can't shine as bright as you. I swear it's true. Hey there, Brody King. Don't you worry about the distance. I'm right there if you get lonely. Give this song another listen. Close your eyes. Listen to my voice. It's my disguise. I'm by your side. Oh, it's what you do to me. 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 What you do to me. Hey there, John Moxley. I know times are getting hard, but just believe me, girl, boy, someday I'll pay the bills with this guitar or skateboard. We'll have it good. We'll have the life we knew we would. My word is good. Hey there, Wheeler Yuta. I've got so much left to say. If every simple song I wrote to you would take your breath away, I'd write it all. Even more in love with you, me, you'd fall. We'd have it all. Oh, it's what you do to me, Claudio. Oh, it's what you do to me, Denny Garcia. Oh, it's what you do to me, Pac. Oh, it's what you do to me, Marina.
Malachi Black.
Good. Did I get everybody?
Say the thing. Yeah, but you always end on Malachi Black.
Malachi Black. So hey, we haven't had this guy in a very long time. Hold on. I honestly forgot who this guy is. Don't know. So I gotta find this guy's voice again because I don't know. That's very funny. We haven't done him in weeks and weeks.
Hello.
Hello. Is this my voice? I don't know. No, I think I found it. Hello.
You did. Hello.
Well,
how are you?
Sorry, we have to make sure you're a human before we can show you this page.
Oh,
we have to make sure you're a human. You don't. I'm a
what
human.
even is a human?
Well, I don't know. Where's it? Okay. Is this a place that wants me to be a human? Ricky sings. I'm Ricky. Ricky does Kesha's potato song. That's what it says.
It does.
Don't know where I'm going, but don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm always rushing. I'll never get there, and I forget where I've been. So stressed out on the daily, it is quite the shitstorm. Or the psycho voices always yelling at me in my head. I'm over the drama. I'm moving to a distant island where I'll sleep all day if I want to. I'll grow some potatoes and flowers. Then I'll make sand castles. Then I'll eat some cake because I want to. La-di-da-di-da. Because I want to. La-di-da-di-da. It's me. I'm here. I'm going to sing the next voice.
Ricky, or Dusty,
Living in this world like watching one big infomercial. There's useless information clogging up my little brain. I used to think my Gucci bag meant my shit was together, baby. But now I see growing up's a game that I don't want to play. No, I'm over adulthood. I'm throwing all my big girl panties in the garbage can because I can. I'll be out riding my pony until it's time for candy, and I'll be naked because I want to. La-da-da-da-da, because I want to. La-da-da-da-da, baby, if you will. That's hard times. You know what's hard
Nailed
times?
it.
Being passed over for a puppet. Everybody, nobody wants to listen to Dusty no more because they got the puppet out there.
Well,
From-
I don't think
from
it's like
Bulgaria,
it's just we have a
and
new
everybody
friend.
somebody decided that I'm old news.
I don't think you're old news. We just have a lot of friends that we have to, welcome in from time to time.
My son lost to Seth, and Seth had one good arm. And then listen, my son, this is karma, because my boy beat Seth with only one good arm, and then it was like, that is good. That will never come back to bite me in the ass. And then Seth beat him with one good arm. And that's karma is what that is.
You know what else that is?
What?
Being injured is hard times.
Yeah, it's hard times. It's hard times being injured. It's hard times, and also being having the only creative they could come up with to deal with your injury, having your entire faction turn on you in the main event of Raw. That is also hard times. That is the only idea they could come up with whatsoever. Anyway, that's old news. Like me, I'm also old news.
No. You're never old news. You're always welcome around these parts. We just,
Oh, well, thank
you got the cruise ship thing going on too. It's a busy.
That's true. I do have the cruise
busy
ship going
time.
on. That's good.
And are you
All
the
right,
president of a couple of clubs on the boat too? I'd heard.
I mean, I'm president of all the clubs on the boat. I'm the cruise director, so all the things. Shuffleboard club, poker club, the club. That's when that's where we meet and we make sandwiches together.
Oh,
But
that sounds great.
Triple
Honestly,
decker sandwiches. The club is the best club.
Dusty, can I ask you a question and no judgments in
Yes.
your answer?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever feel like Chris Jericho is just like trying too hard with his cruise?
That
Like,
boy,
just,
Chris Jericho, that boy trying to steal my thunder. Then listen, you know what's gonna be great? We are not gonna let him on the actual cruise when he dies. We're gonna put him in a dinghy and drag it behind us because he spent too much time on a cruise ship in life. So he got all of his fill of cruising. You know what we're definitely gonna do? We're not gonna play Fozzy 24 hours a day on our cruise ship when he shows up. That's for sure. Don't you talk to me about no Chris Jericho's.
okay, well,
right,
this is why I was asking. I was curious because it kind of felt like maybe he, it was your thing.
It is my thing.
How do you feel about Wrestle Vessel?
Wrestle Vessel? What's a Wrestle Vessel?
You didn't know
What's
what
a Wrestle
Wrestle Vessel is?
I don't know what the
In
Wrestle Vessel is.
1997.
I don't. What's
WWF
the Wrestle Vessel? Oh,
was
that Wrestle Vessel.
Yeah.
I was sorry. I thought you were talking about blood vessels. I
No.
talking about like wrestling blood vessels, and I was like, that would be theory. That would be an odd thing to do. I thought wrestle vessel might have been like a colloquial name for a blood disorder, and I was like, no, I do not have wrestle vessel. I'm glad I don't have wrestle vessel. That'd be if your vessels were like wrestling with the arteries, that would lead to all sorts of internal injuries. Anyway, I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go back to the Great Eon. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Good to see you again, pal.
Keep cool, gabagoos.
Yeah.